exactly how I'm feeling. Yes, I just stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel.
So it looks like the hip-hop world is in for another round of drama and speculation. Buckle up, folks, because we have some piping hot tea to spill. Remember the controversial shooting incident involving Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion? Well, hold on tight, guys, because Tory's ex-bodyguard has just stepped into the ring, armed with some jaw-dropping revelations that suggest Megan might have been telling a different tale. Y'all, we see a lot of twists and turns coming up in this story. Hey, I'm Kat, and welcome back to Rumor Has It.
The souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
Amen.
The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly.
In case you've been living under a rock, Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion made headlines after an alleged shooting incident. The narrative as presented by Megan painted Tory as the culprit. However, there were always whispers of more to the story. Now, Tory's ex-bodyguard, Jacqueline Smith, has stepped into the spotlight, flipping the script and allegedly claiming that Megan might not be as truthful as we were led to believe. Allegedly, Smith was present on the night the whole incident between Megan and Tory went down. Sources claim that apart from being Tory's bodyguard and close friend, he was also the allocated driver for the group that night. Even Megan confirmed it as well.
You dry shot me. Like, everybody in the car, it's only 4 in the car. Me, you, my homegirl, and your security.
But it turns out that Smith is singing a completely different tune from what Megan has told us before. Smith allegedly recounted the story and provided new evidence which many think might prove Tory's innocence. Y'all, the tables are turning, and many fans think that this supposed proof is seemingly pointing out that the real culprit might not even be Tory Lanez at all. Meanwhile, Megan has previously painted a whole different story. Now, we'll talk about the proof Tory's former bodyguard recently dropped. However, to fully understand the implications of this supposed new proof, we need to recount Megan's story from the top. For those of you who don't know how the whole drama started, Megan was the first to publicly report the incident, after which Tory was charged with assault. Sometime in July 2020, Megan had attacked Kylie Jenner's pool party alongside Tory, his bodyguard who turned out to be Jacqueline Smith and Megan's friend, Kelsey Harris. According to Megan, the 4 of them were the only ones remaining at the party, after which they left together in Tory's car upon her demand. "My wig was starting to come off and I wanted to go," she said. Megan allegedly further revealed that by the time the 4 of them were in the car, Tory seemed to have a problem with the fact that she didn't tell her friend Kelsey, who had a crush on Tory, that she and Tory had a sexual relationship in the past. But the argument led to Kelsey finally knowing the truth, and it sparked a huge conflict between the 3 of them. Allegedly, Megan grew tired of the argument and asked to be let out of the car, but soon got back in upon realizing that she wouldn't want to be seen in public wearing what she wore that night. Apparently, she was at the peak of her career at the time, and supposedly felt standing alone at the roadside in a bikini would cause a lot of controversies. Allegedly, she was over the whole argument, that consisted of them supposedly hurling insults at each other and saying shit about each other's music. Then she asked to be let out of the car once again, and shortly after that moment, Megan regret her decision as she claimed that Tory got out of the car, yelled the words "dance bitch," and allegedly shot her feet multiple times.
I get out the car, I'm done arguing. I don't want to argue no more. I get out. I'm walking away. This from out the backseat of the car starts shooting me.
However, when the police allegedly stopped them upon receiving the gunshot alert, Megan allegedly claimed that the wound on her feet was because she stepped on glass. Hence, she allegedly stated that she initially never wanted to report the shooting. During an Instagram Live, she claimed that it was never her plan for the incident to be publicized in the first place, as she'd already buried the issue. However, people began creating various speculations about the incident, which got to her and caused her to speak out.
Like, I tried to just be cool, stay out the way, because at the end of the day, I'm really a real I'm from Houston. I'm fucking Southside. It ain't like oh, let me go run and tell my business to the let me go run and tell my business to the police. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never been that type of person. Like, but I'm not gonna let y'all keep playing in my face. And I'm not gonna let this keep playing in my face either.
Anyways, Tory was charged with felony assault, but his lawyer pleaded not guilty on his behalf. As a result, Tory was then issued a $1,900,000 bond. In addition, he was ordered by the judge to stay at least 100 yards away from Megan and to surrender all his firearms. but he soon defaulted when he appeared as the surprise guest at DaBaby's performance. It appears that Megan had just left the stage right before DaBaby came out. Hence, Tory's bail was increased to $2,500,000 as the prosecutors claimed that he had violated the protective order. Things got worse for Tory as many others testified against him. Ryan Stogner, a Los Angeles policewoman, testified in court that when she was interviewing Megan, the musician revealed many more. According to an interview report, Megan stated the defendant apologized for doing it and offered her money and begged her to please not say anything and made a reference to the fact he was already on probation, and he begged her not to say anything. Despite the fact that we've heard Megan's side of the story, there have been lingering doubts and questions. There were a lot of rumors circulating, and many fans thought that the truth had been hidden behind a veil of secrecy. Allegedly, Tory's ex-bodyguard has some receipts that could turn the entire narrative on its head. In a statement released on December 13th, Tory's former bodyguard, Smith, started his story by explaining that he was the allocated driver for the night who drove Tory, Megan, and Kelsey to Kylie Jenner's home for the party. Allegedly, Smith mentioned afterwards that an argument ensued between Tory and Megan regarding the former's supposed involvement with Kelsey. The statement read, "Miss Pete started the argument again, and Miss Harris asked what was going on. Mr. Peterson, Lanez, told her that he and Miss Pete had been dating and intimate. Miss Harris was upset by this, as she and Mr. Peterson had been dating in the same manner prior to any relationship with Miss Pete. Miss Pete and Miss Harris began fighting." Now here comes the twists and turns. According to the statement, Smith allegedly revealed that during the altercation between the trio, he saw Kelsey with a gun in her hand. Meanwhile, he allegedly claimed that while he tried to pull Megan away from the direction of the gun, Tory, on the other hand, attempted to take the gun from Kelsey and was struggling to get it from her. "I saw Miss Harris with a gun in her hand. Mr. Peterson ran from behind Miss Pete and myself toward Miss Harris. Mr. Peterson and Miss Harris began struggling as Mr. Peterson tried to unarm Miss Harris," the statement read. However, as regards whether Smith saw who took the shot at Megan, he said, "I was still pulling Miss Pete and did not see who shot the weapon." Now, whether or not Smith saw who shot Megan, something has changed in this story. The new evidence claims Kelsey had the gun and not Tory. Fans have gone berserk by this revelation and are starting to doubt a lot of things that have previously been said about the incident. It now appears that many are divided over who to believe in this saga and have supposedly taken to dissect every social media post, especially the testimonies given at the court. Speaking of testimonies, even Kelsey, who previously testified to Tory shooting Megan, was later claimed to have denied being in the right state of mind to remember what she initially said. Something looks fishy and there's a bigger picture that we have yet to find out. At this point, the stakes are high, and this new revelation about the Megan and Tory saga is sending huge shockwaves through the music industry. There's a tangled web of emotions, conflicting accounts, and unanswered questions. As the saga continues, it raises a crucial question. Can we trust the initial narrative presented by Megan Thee Stallion? Tory's ex-bodyguard seems to think not. We're left with a mosaic of uncertainties, leaving us to question the credibility of the stories we've been fed. With the way everything is panned out now, it turns out that the story may have more layers than we initially thought. But hey, that's all for today. Now it's your turn. Whose story do you think portrays the real truth about what went down that night? Megan's or Smith's? Comment down below. We love reading your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!